Everyone, so before I begin, I'm just going to reiterate that I already know that my sentences are going to be ending in questioning tones, that I'm going to be saying like way too much, that my voice kind of sounds like Squidward, and then I kind of have a monotone. That's just my way of talking, so it's all good. And also, I've realized lately that I say and a lot, so those are other things that I recognize, and yeah, so it's all good. Basically, the point of this video is it's a discussion of the topic of shaming. I think it's something that, it's very prevalent in today's world, but I don't think it's talked about quite enough, so I'm here to talk about it right now. Basically, I mean, it's not new to the online world. I'm pretty sure that as long as people have existed, shaming has always existed. Once we, knew how to communicate, it probably started to happen right away, but, um, you know, recently it's become a lot easier for it to happen. Back in the day, it would just be like, of course, famous people, all eyes are on them a lot of the time, so it's much easier for, if a famous person screws up, if they do something stupid or say something stupid, everyone's going to flock to them and attack them. But lately, it can happen to anyone, especially with, if any Joe can just go onto Twitter and, post a dumb tweet, and if they have bad enough luck, then a lot of people will like flock to the tweet and hate on the person and keep retweeting it and alerting more people to the dumb tweet, and that person can just get like endlessly bashed. And yeah, so basically it's a lot more dangerous today, and I know a lot of the time we're sort of told to you know be careful about what we say, and um, not just like run our mouths constantly, but and while that is good advice to avoid being shamed, I also think it's important to address the issue from the other side as well. And how we react to when other people do dumb things, because we're all human. We all say and do stupid things. It's all part of the process of life. We start out as kind of like naive fools, and then hopefully as we experience things, we continue to learn and improve. And I mean, I think that there are three stages to learning. It's basically, first we have to screw up in some way and, have have something to learn about. Then we have to recognize that we made the mistakes, that we know we need to grow. And then once we do that, we need to be able to move on from it, because just sticking to the same mistake forever doesn't help. It basically just gets you bogged down, and I'd say it even prevents further growth if you're still caught up on like a mistake from a while ago. That's actually one way that as far as my character flaws go, I'd say that's probably one of my bigger ones, is that every time I screw up, I hold on to, I forgive other people pretty easily, but I hold myself to a pretty high standard, and when I screw up, I continue to beat myself up over it for long periods of time. Even long after other people have forgiven me, I still like think back to it and go like, what was I thinking? So, um, yeah, so I don't know. I guess that's why I can empathize with this situation so much, because I could only imagine. I'm thankful so far that I've never been publicly shamed or anything. But if it were to happen, yeah, I don't know, because it already takes me forever to like get over my own mistakes. But if other people were attacking me for something stupid that I said or did, it would. I don't know if I'd like ever be able to get over it. And like everything we say on the internet has a lot of longevity too. I see, if there's like a YouTube video from 2005, people still respond to it today as if it was just posted. So, it seems like for stupid things, the shaming never ends. There will always be new people finding it and hating on the person, and of course you can delete the original post, but then other people can like, save it and then put it back up and continue to hate. And I don't know, I just wish that there was a way to sort of not have that endless cycle of shaming. Of course, it is important to have people call us out on things. If like I was saying earlier, if in real life, if you say something stupid to a friend, they can explain to you why what you said was stupid, and you can sort of have a conversation like that. But when it happens online and people are all just like, "Oh, like you're the biggest idiot ever," and continue to flock to you and attack you, it's a much more lasting consequence to a mistake. So I think that it is important to remember through the internet, especially that we're all human beings, unless, there's like that dog typing on the keyboard, but no, but I think it's important to recognize that, you know, we all, we're all growing, we're all human, we all make mistakes, even the dumbest things that are said, as long as the person realizes that what they said was dumb and they learn from it and grow. I think it's time to move on then. But of course, it's harder on the internet because the posts are always there as if it just happened. So I guess my advice would be to, I know it's asking a lot, and of course I can't tell other people what to do, but just I encourage being a forgiving person. If someone says something stupid, call them out on it, but don't continue to hate on them forever. Don't like draw the spotlight onto their mistake and attract a bunch of hate to them. Yeah, just, and then also, just as a minor thing, if you see something was posted in 2005, don't like go to it and go like, oh, the person just said this, because people do change a lot in 10 years. And, of course, I don't know any of these people who have been publicly shamed personally, but I could just imagine if I was like someone who uploaded something in 2005 and people were still reacting to it now, like, negatively, I know I would have, like, grown very tired of it, so, and I've, definitely grown a lot since that time, so I think it is important to sort of keep the consequences of, keep like the backlash of things to a reasonable time span, and also, just in general, I don't know about the whole shaming people thing, maybe in like small groups, but I hate it when it becomes like an internet phenomenon when it's like, oh, someone said like the stupid thing, let's get the entire internet to flock to this and attack the person. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say, I think. And we all see sort of calling back to my last video, we all see the world in very different ways, we all approach issues and things very differently, but I always hope that we can sort of have an open dialogue on these things, and the dialogue kind of seems to be shutting down because I'd assume that people are, smart enough to not talk too much, and unlike me, and like I'm doing in this video, and they sort of just keep their opinions to themselves. But I do wish that we could sort of be in, like an environmental climate where we could speak our minds, because how else are we going to grow as individuals and as a community? If if everyone sort of just this is definitely asking a lot, but if people sort of listen to what other people had to say and explain their own point of view, and I think that most people are trying to do the right thing. Probably not everybody, but I'd assume that most people have good intentions. So if we can sort of, educate one another and, open up other sides to issues to people and not just hate people for seeing things differently, even if it is like a ultimately worse way to see things. Yeah, I just hope that, I hope that there's a day where we can be comfortable with speaking our minds, even online, and even if we do say stupid things, that there wouldn't be such lasting repercussions. So, yeah, that's all I have to say, and I should probably cut off the video before it goes on for too long to 10 minutes. So, yeah, I hope I made sense in this video, and again, do call people out for mistakes, but also retain that capacity for forgiveness, because I think it is important. And that's pretty much it. Alright, bye.